What's up, my Vina love? This is Vina D coming to you all from Vina Team News. Let's do it. Interview 150. Man, how many interviews have Cynthia Bailey done about she and Kenya Moore friendship compared to how many interviews Kenya Moore has done? Yeah, zero, nada. Anyways, but I get it. She was on Watch What Happens Live. So, of course, Andy Cohen, of all people, was going to ask her that question. She just got off, Celebrity Big Brother. She's making her rounds, doing interviews. So, I 100% expected this question to happen, especially being on Bravo. I mean, come on. So, let's get into it. So, Cynthia Bailey was on Watch What Happens Live, promoting her new movie, talking about all things Big Brother, and also a new life outside of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So, I do have a separate video coming up on what she had to say about Celebrity Big Brother, but because I saw certain things, based on her answers and what she had to say when talking about the people on Celebrity Big Brother, people she just met, people she just created relationships and friendships with, compared to her knowing Kenya Moore for a very long time, and she and Kenya Moore actually being real friends outside of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So I'm going to do some comparison, even though I do have a separate video coming up about what she had to say about Celebrity Big Brother. So we're going to focus on the question that came from the audience, okay? An audience member, well, the virtual audience. The person, I'm going to summarize. The lady said, after your rocky moment with Kenya on The Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, what is your relationship with her now? And when was the last time you two spoke? Cynthia responded, wow, we are not like we were before the girls trip. Again, I will always have love in my heart for Kenya. Friendships goes through ups and downs. It's really tough. I've learned to maintain healthy relationships. Basically, she's saying that it's really tough to maintain healthy friendships when you work on a platform like this. Actually, no. Okay? If you genuinely care about the person, you have respect for the person is not your meal ticket or your storyline. You don't get to use them when it's beneficial to you. If that person is really truly your friend and you have love and respect for them, you will have absolutely no problems with them. And when and if you do have problems, because no friendship is perfect, you should be able to talk about it and have a resolution, okay? However, when there's no respect there, okay, and people are being used, then that's a different outcome, okay? So the reason why your first long-term friendship on the show didn't work out, it's because that other person lacks respect. One of the top things Cynthia Bailey have said in every single interview, she said one of the top reasons why she and Kenya Moore are friends and will remain friends is because Kenya have absolutely no problem with apologizing when something goes wrong, even if she feels like she wasn't in the wrong. But the fact that you, her friend, okay, she hurt your feelings, even if it was unintentional. The fact that she can acknowledge it and apologize is one of the reasons why her friendship with Kenya Moore works. But that apology over the years became one-sided. Cynthia Bailey is never wrong. She never takes accountability, and it's always Kenya Moore doing the apologizing. Who wants a friendship like that, where they constantly have to walk on eggshells, watch what they say, watch how they move, because, oh, I do not want to upset, the delicate flower, Cynthia. And nobody wants to move like that. And I think eventually, after continuously and constantly apologizing, okay, to someone, even when that person knows it's not even that deep and they know your heart, but here you are constantly apologizing, but the person never apologized. You get sick and tired of it. I understand it gets tough on the show. I get it. I get it. I get it. But when that person is genuinely your friend, you will not throw them under the bus for your storyline and for your check. When you start doing that, that's when it gets tough. See, that's why I said I wasn't going to do any more Cynthia Bailey interview tour coming for Kenya Moore, because see, I didn't even finish reading her response. I just went off right there. I just went off right there. So let me finish reading Cynthia Bailey's response, and then we will come back to my commentary. She continues. So, I love Kenya. I will always have love for her, but we're not where we used to be. So Andy said, did you sit down and talk after it was over? Cynthia goes, we did talk. On the phone, we had a lengthy conversation, very lengthy conversation, and it was really good. But it wasn't like, basically there could be more conversations. But I'm so happy for her. I think she did amazing on Dancing with the Stars. I was cheering her on, supporting her. Brooklyn is incredible. She's so beautiful, and I'm good. And I love her. In other words, I don't have an issue with Kenya, because Kenya doesn't really care whether I have an issue with her or not. Kenya left everything on the island, on the beach, when I was team too much being extra. She left it there. But I know it doesn't matter how many movies I do, how many businesses I open. It doesn't matter what I do. Nothing would compare to the check I was getting per season on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So anything I can do to make you feel like I have some form of a storyline to come back on this show, I will. And even though the viewers and the public are extremely exhausted with this whole use Kenya Moore for a storyline narrative, it seems to be working. It worked for over a decade, or almost a decade, for Portia Williams and everybody else. So why wouldn't it work for me? So even though Kenya is not dragging me or talking about me in interviews, every time he asks her that Cynthia and I are fine, she doesn't go in this long, lengthy loop around, choosing my words wisely answer. Her answers come out straightforward. Cynthia and I are fine. Let me give Andy Cohen hope that there's still hope to come on here and be against Kenya and jump on the bandwagon with Portia Williams, who's desperately trying to come back. And maybe me and Portia, can have our moment, and she can say, girl, I told you that Kenya was that, and we can sit there and bound on our conversation as if Portia Williams have any credibility. To hold on to that little hope, Andy. No, we're not cool. That's basically what that answer was. This person wrote, OMG, Cynthia, you don't own up to nothing. She does own up to things when it looks like it's going to mess with her coins. Okay? It's going to mess with her image. And the list goes on and on. But when Kenya Moore is attached to it, she feels like, in as much as she's been exposed and other people have been exposed, there are still people out there who are not here for Kenya Moore. So she's able to get away with not being friends with Kenya Moore. So when it comes to that, oh, no. She's not going to own up to anything, because she sat on there and gave a lengthy apology, a public apology to Sheena from Celebrity Big Brother, and said, I love you, and da-da-da-da-da. And we talked on the phone. We had a lengthy conversation like she and Kenya. However, I'm going to publicly apologize, and it was amazing. She owned up to everything. But you think she's going to do it for Kenya Moore? No. Of course, you're gonna own up to everything. Girl, Kenya is not your man, honey. The way you acted on Real Housewives' Ultimate Girl Strip was given single black female. And if I was Kenya, I wouldn't want to be your irritating and clingy friend. You are very two-faced. And for the people who might be confused and say, wait a minute, she was very classy and very nice and very polite in the interview. She did not drag Kenya Moore. She did not say anything. So why are we reading comments and doing a video as if she said something? Okay, so if you go to the RHOA playlist and watch all of the reviews and videos and different interviews she's done and all of that, then you will understand where the energy is coming from. That let me pretend like, I'm the one taking the high road and I'm the classy one and I have no problem. When on the flip side, you were the one who caused the problem, okay? As if we didn't see it. But now let me go and do these interviews and pretend like Kenya Moore is the problem. If you go to watch What Happens Live right now, okay, there's a short video up there with the title, How Can Kenya Moore Improve as a Friend? It's on the screen. Even if people in the audience were asking questions, why would you make that the title of one of your videos, Andy Cohen? The desperation for clicks and using her name. And then the nerve to ask Cynthia Bailey that question. The nerve to completely gloss over anything she did on the show. Didn't even ask her, okay, I understand Kenya said this and did this. But what about you? Do you take any accountability for your own actions on the show because you were off? But ask her a direct question concerning she and Kenya and what responsibility does she take in it? Because when she attempted to answer a question and say, I was off, she said it in general terms. So that's where the energy is coming from, because you're doing interviews and pretending like Kenya Moore did everything and caused all of the issues when it was just you who decided to be stuck in your feelings and never really let the situations go. Everybody else were able to move on and have fun and had a great time. You just got stuck in that funk. Some people who might be confused, that's where the energy is coming from. What also got me, but I'm not shocked, Andy had so much to say about Cynthia's behavior towards Sheena and how he was so upset to see Cynthia behave that way, and 50 Cent this and 50 Cent that. And he was very detailed in a way how he came at her when it came to the other lady. But it was very interesting how he was so delicate and didn't mind blaming Cynthia Bailey and calling her out when it came to her behavior towards that woman. But Andy Cohen saw the Real Housewives Ultimate Girl Strip. Andy Cohen saw that Cynthia Bailey's entire mood was off the entire trip, okay? It was on the plane, but right after her Bailey cue, she just couldn't, get it back. And Cynthia Bailey did admit to that, and she said that. But he saw where she went wrong and the things she did and how extra she was when it comes to her issues with Kenya Moore. And he could have been as detailed with her as well and said, okay, Cynthia, I understand you had an issue with Kenya not having your back at the table with the whole Kyle situation, all of that. I get it, but is it really worth throwing away all of these years of friendship? Can you also own up and admit that you did go too far and was a little extra and off on the trip? But you think Andy is going to do that when it comes to checking her on acting a certain way towards her friend, the black one that she's been friends with for years? Absolutely not. And the way how Cynthia quickly, the apologies, the I love you, the this, that, and the third to a woman that she barely knows, that she just met on Celebrity Big Brother, because the video I read almost 20 minutes of comments from social media dragging Cynthia Bailey. Even when this interview was posted, when she posted a flyer on her page, there were people under her comments saying, "You haven't said anything publicly about Shayna. We hope you're going to apologize to her on Watch What Happens Live." It was all on her page in the comment section. She read her comments because she responded. Sure, she said, "Okay, now see that you see this is messing with my coins. People are doing too much. I'm going to apologize." So I can never take someone like that seriously. Shayna 100% deserved that apology both privately and publicly. It happened publicly on TV. So yes, Cynthia did the right thing by apologizing. So don't get it twisted. I'm not saying she should not have apologized. I'm just saying, even though she attempted to still blame not knowing and release some of the, oh, well, Tadrick, she still said, "Look, besides all of those excuses I'm about to make, I'm sorry." She looked in the camera and she sincerely apologized and acknowledged her part in it. That's the difference. My second scenario is this. Kenya Moore is sick and tired and is not desperate for a friendship. And that's it. It's not always the other people. It could be Kenya Moore saying, "You're draining. You are draining." For a grown woman to behave so possessive and then get jealous because other people wants to celebrate me and are showing me love. So instead of you being happy for me that, "Oh my goodness, this is so amazing," I thought I was going to be over here stopping Kenya Moore from arguing with these girls. But it's amazing to see Kenya Moore getting along with everybody. I'm actually really happy. No. You decided, since no one, because Ramona doesn't count because everyone knows she's crazy, so she doesn't count, okay? The positivity when it comes to Kenya Moore on this trip is too much. Instead of me being happy for her as her friend, let me be the negative person and continue to point out every single negative and bad thing that I can think about when it comes to Kenya Moore so that she doesn't get this positive energy that is going on this show. So instead of you being a friend to celebrate her and be happy for her, you were the friend doing the dirty work to take away from how amazing she was doing and how great the trip was going. You did that. And it's possible that Kenya Moore was willing to look past it and move on, but then she watched the show back. Still, let's move past it. But then Cynthia knew that, you know what, I messed up and I look bad. And if I can really drive it home and sell it, that Kenya Moore is the reason why I behave this way, and not just simply take accountability like I publicly admitted on a platform that I was jealous. I have to sell it in my interviews that Kenya Moore is the reason why I had a messy vacation. So it looks like Kenya Moore was willing to just move on and get past it. But then every time she turned around, Cynthia is on another interview coming for her. And when I say coming for her, not in like a nasty way, but Cynthia is in another interview shining a negative, light in this bad vibe towards a situation that she already had a conversation about. Once again, for the 150th time, Kenya Moore apologized. You see how easy it was for Cynthia to apologize to Sheena? Yes, what she did was wrong and bad, but do you see how easy it was? You would think that apology towards a friend, I apologize for being jealous that you were getting along with the other girls, and I let that get to me. And yes, I can admit that I was childish in that moment, and I should have just moved on from the Kyle moment after we had a conversation on the beach and, all of that. And I didn't, and I allowed it to mess up the trip. I apologize. That's what real friends do. But even in that moment, it was Kenya apologizing. I feel like Kenya got to a point where she felt like, wait a minute now. I still have the same friends and people in my life before the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Why do I need to keep bowing down to you, keep apologizing and behaving like I desperately need your friendship? No, I'm not doing it anymore. And based on Cynthia Bailey interviews and the way how she behaved on that show, Kenya was just like, I'm good. So that's also the other side and the possibilities. And then Cynthia is like, well, let me spin this and make it look like, and continue the whole narrative that she's a bad friend and I'm the one who's not interested in being her friend. When Kenya basically got to a point where she was like, girl, we talked, let it go. If you want to keep holding on to it, then have a good life. Kenya Moore is simply choosing herself. I do not need to be friends with people like that. People that would throw me under the bus for a check. But I'm going to stop here because if you go to the RHOA playlist on this channel, I've said it over and over again. I'm not talking about this no more. And then here I am. Yes, so you can see all of the other videos I've done being so detailed about this, providing all of the different times and moments that Cynthia Bailey have backstabbed Kenya. I've already talked about all of that, and I just feel like even the video I just did right now, I was still being repetitive. So I'm going to end it here, and you can go to the playlist and watch all of the other videos I've done on this topic. I'm wishing all of you well and take care. And here, my final loves. Thank you all for your love and support. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and leave this video a thumbs up. Also, turn on notifications so when I do post, you're aware that I posted. And I will see you all in the comment section. Remember to always have the God bless attitude, which is being positive at all times and seeing the good in every situation. Have a great day, guys. God bless.